Hi and welcome to The Light Leaders, a podcast for light workers who want more money, power and impact. I'm your host, Alex E. Lember. I believe that we are currently in the middle of a global awakening of humanity and that leveraging entrepreneurship is the fastest way to raise the consciousness of our planet. So in this podcast, I interview light workers and conscious entrepreneurs who follow their soul mission and have built a business around it. I call them light leaders, and this is the new paradigm. You will hear their stories and, more importantly, receive tools, tips, and strategies on how you can also impact more people and grow your business while following your soul mission. If you hear little nuggets you love and you'd like to share, screenshot this episode and share on your Instagram stories. Make sure to tag us at the Light Leaders Podcast and we will repost. There's a device I love and use almost every day. It's called the Healy. It sends specific frequencies to the body. It's been developed by quantum physicists from Germany, and it is the next evolution of health and well-being. It has amazing results. On top of it, it's an entrepreneurial opportunity. This is how I monetize my lifestyle, my brand, and this podcast. So if you're interested in getting this amazing device for yourself, or also in the entrepreneurial opportunity, I would love to help you. You can go to www.thelightleaders.org/Healy, Healy. Hi and welcome to this new episode of The Light Leaders. Today I'm with Taryn Lee. She is an industry top earner in network marketing, a freedom lover, a visionary, a business owner, and a mentor. Her obsession is to raise the vibration of humanity by leveraging freedom-supporting business models and creating a movement of conscious entrepreneurship. She aims to give people the roadmap, tools, and strategies they need in order to become conscious creators of their reality while creating a wildly successful 5 to 6 figure a month freedom business. Taryn, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Alex.
I'm super happy to have you here. I know you through with business partner through Healy. Mm-hmm. You're actually wearing my Healy right now. I'd love to ask you, what is your favorite program?
Oh, wow. My favorite program. I love all the gold programs.
You have to choose one.
Oh, I have to choose one.
So it's a frequency, a delivery of frequency.
Positive thoughts.
Positive thoughts.
I find using that always just puts me in a great state of mind. When I'm in a great state of mind, my vibration is really high and a magical thing has happened. So I feel like it's a magical frequency.
Yeah, it's a important to do. I usually I like this program and sometimes combine it with a bit of gratitude also, and positive thoughts are through the roof. I want to give the listener a little bit of background, and to start with, in a nutshell, what is your why? What motivates you to take action in the world, and what's your vision for the world? And then how is what you're doing business-wise helping that vision to be manifested in our world?
I mean, I think like your intro said, I mean, my why has always been to enable people with good hearts, to enable them to have great bank accounts, to enable them to be resourced so they can do incredible things in the world. And so I find myself aligning with like a lot of conscious entrepreneurs. And I think especially of late, I'm definitely moving more into an area of really trying to empower more women as well. I know we're entering into this age of more female leadership and more female energy, and I think we need more strong, powerful women that are really well resourced to help us over the next stage. Yeah.
Yes, and even as a man, I've learned to tap into my feminine energy for business and creativity and creating in a different way. And it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's It's a beautiful way to create because it is all about that raising your vibration. It is about all that much more sort of creative. It is around more creating community. And I love being in that space. And I didn't used to because I came from corporate. I came from a very masculine environment. Even myself, as I entered even this space, was quite more masculine in the way that I did work. But I found the more I shifted into a more feminine energy and a more feminine way of creating, the more abundance I've created. So for me, proof's in the pudding.
Yes. And then can you give details around how you create that? So you do it obviously through Healy.
My abundance?
How do you help? Well, how do you help people? So your mission is to help heart-centered people get more abundance. How do you help people concretely?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've always been seeking this vehicle that I knew that would help people be able to do that. And of course, I came across Healy. And what a more beautiful vehicle, one that literally raises your vibration, that really taps into your energy in a completely different way. And I find, I guess, that my why is really to empower and resource those conscious people, those spiritual people, health practitioners, the people that are wanting to do good things on the planet. And I find that those are the people that are really attracted to our product. And so it's like a beautiful marriage to be able to have that kind of why. And then Healy came along and it was like, wow, I manifested this incredible device to be able to help us create this vehicle to not just create resources, obviously it does that very well, but also it helps us create community. It helps people with their health and healing in a way that I've never seen anything else. So, yeah.
That's true. I think most of the people I know on this island, thanks to that little device.
Yeah.
Do you want to share a little bit more? You said you were in the corporate world, about your story and what made you go after a freedom lifestyle and being passionate about freedom coming from that corporate world?
I mean, I guess it actually stemmed from childhood, maybe. I mean, we didn't have a lot of freedom because we didn't have a lot of resources when I was growing up. So I was very aware of the lack of resources and the lack of ability, the lack of choices that we had because of that. And I've always been one that knew I would break out of that. And so initially it was go get a couple of degrees because I thought that was the only way. I figured, that's how you do it, right? We're told, do really well in high school, get those few degrees, enter corporate, climb the ladder, which I did. I was an executive for 12 years. And it was fun in many ways, but it was not really fully fulfilling me, and nor was it really giving me full freedom. I mean, I always had that deep-seated thing inside of me. Even when I was a child, I had that deep-seated thing inside of me that knew we were here for more and knew that we weren't really meant to just check into an office every day. And it was actually reading Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, which I know is many people's beginning.
Same as me.
Yeah. And it is. It's many people's, if you like, their awakening to freedom, the freedom lifestyle. It was reading that book that I read it. I remember picking it up at a conference and took it back on the plane to me, and I couldn't put it down. And I was like, oh my goodness, there is a way to create money and travel around the world and create freedom.
That's when you went in the corporate world?
That while I was in the corporate world, I was reading that book. And then probably for the next couple of years, I was just fascinated. How do you make money online? And then sort of accidentally fell into network marketing. And all of a sudden, a lot of the things that Tim Ferriss was talking about in his book, I was like, wow, well, this is really aligning with a lot of the things that he spoke about. And so I did what you shouldn't probably do, but it doesn't matter. I immediately came to Bali. Bali's always been like my heaven, and I always knew I would live here. I came to Bali, still as an executive, came and thought I would come for a holiday, and on that holiday just thought, no, I'm going to resign. So I resigned and started network marketing. Had no idea what I was doing, but just thought I'd jump in the deep end. And then here we are.
Which company?
I started with Isogenics. So, and when I very first was introduced to that model, I didn't really know that model other than you shouldn't be part of it. That's all I knew about network marketing, is you're not meant to be a part of it. And And so my friend literally dragged me to this, like what we call an opportunity meeting, I guess, and said, you know, you're going to learn all about health and wellness. And I know you're really into health and wellness, but it has a business opportunity too. And she knew, like, I'm entrepreneurial, but I also love health and wellness. So I was like, come along. And I saw this young girl who was 24, and she was making more money than I was in my corporate job. And
Is that Peter Kelly?
Yes, it's Peter Kelly. And I was like, wow. And I kind of followed her journey for a little bit, and all of a sudden she became a millionaire. And I was like, hang on, if this young girl can do this, I can do this. And so that's when I kind of took that massive leap of faith and thought, I guess combining some of the stuff from Tim Ferriss and at that time I guided a lot with a lot of what Peter Kelly was doing. And so, yeah, dived in from Isagenix and then went on from there.
And that's very interesting, and maybe we'll dive a bit more on it later. But network marketing definitely has not a good reputation. For me, reading Peter Kelly's book, Earth is Hiring, it's still one of my favorite books ever. And after I read that, I let go of the resistance.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I was very, very fortunate that my entry into network marketing was a much more conscious entry. I think had it maybe been through another mechanism, I'm not sure that I would have felt so aligned with it. But yeah, I'm very, very grateful for that and pathing that way.
And so after Isagenix, did you build a successful business?
Yeah, I mean, it was relatively successful. I came here to Indonesia and helped launch into the Indonesian market. So I mean, I guess when I dive in, I dive all in. And hence I'm like, I leave my 6-figure job, move to Bali, go to a market. I don't even know how to speak the language. And let's see if I can launch a product. Not knowing really anyone. But it was actually one of the most fun times of my life because I really learned on the ground. I didn't learn from books. I learned from doing. And so that for me was like my full apprenticeship into network marketing of really what you do, what you don't do as well. I also created a community inside of that. And I think that led to a lot of the success that I had in Isagenix. I then built upon that each time. And so, yeah, that was my first rodeo. And then I was kind of headhunted for another company that ended up wanting to launch into Australia. So it was a new big company wanting to launch into Australia and wanting to have young women especially help them with that. And that was another company called Nerium. And it was great because I really learnt the business side of network marketing inside of that. Like I really learnt how you launch companies, how you launch countries, how you do that sort of side. What I also learnt was that even though I was very successful in there, I was the #1 female for Australia, but I was not ever aligned with the product. And that was one of my lessons, my life lessons, I feel, that I learnt is you've really got to be in alignment with the product because it becomes everything for you. So yeah, I couldn't be super authentic about it. I could be about the opportunity, but not about the product. And it just didn't feel the same.
Yeah, you need to be in integrity, and the product is so important.
Yeah.
And then you did Enagic?
No, actually, I know that's where we met. But then, I mean, Nerium ended up, fortunately, leading me to Hong Kong, where I was part of launching that into Hong Kong and China. Okay. And then randomly, so I kind of had this thing of like, oh my gosh, I realize I'm not really in alignment with this product anymore. And I had this real tension inside of me about that. And I didn't like the way it was marketed, and I didn't like some of the other things. So I was having that internal struggle of it's not really in alignment with my values. And then very fortunately, I was introduced to another opportunity, not in network marketing. A family bank in Hong Kong allowed me to take a year and travel around the world and write a white paper on network marketing, affiliate marketing, this whole space. So in 2017, I was very, very fortunate that this very random opportunity came up where I traveled around the world, met with the owners, met with creators, met with the people that made compensation plans, met with all kinds of consultants in that space, and got a full bird's eye view of this industry. And it was an eye-opening 12 months, I've got to say. So, yeah. And then for a little bit did Enagic, but... Yeah, then Healy came.
And what I love with, at least what I've seen you do, mainly through Healy, but also a little bit through Energic, where I got to know you, is building a culture around. So you're now very successful through network marketing, and I'd love the listener to get tips on. I think this conversation can be around some myth and how you can do network marketing differently, as it has bad reputation, but also for people who would consider it but wouldn't have a really good opinion of it. For the people who already are into network marketing, for example, it can be interesting also to have some of your tips there.
For sure.
So one question. Well, first, do you have tips in general for a network marketer to be successful? I know you've worked a lot on the culture, so I'm sure that is going to be a big part of it.
Yep.
Going beyond the product, even though you start with the product, how do you market? How do you recommend people market themselves as network marketers?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the number one lesson I learned from my second company is be fully in alignment with the product. Be fully in love with the product. And because everything else can just really flow authentically from there. And so that would be my number one. Network marketing does have a bad rap, let's be honest. Sometimes it's the white elephant in the room. It's had a bad PR run for a long time.
Why?
I think because for a long time it was kind of hassle your family and friends, write your 100 people list and who do you know, and everyone can be a network marketer. You know, that's not true. Not everyone should be. It's not for everybody. And so I think, people didn't really like being. No one wants to be hassled about buying things, especially from your family and friends all the time. At every gathering you go to, you don't want to be like, oh, just pull out this catalog. It kind of got to that level. I mean, we're really lucky that I guess when we entered network, for me, and I know even for you, we entered at a different age. We entered at an age where it was all done online, where we didn't have to hassle family and friends. We could do things like, create attraction models and create funnels and build our businesses online like everyone else. I mean, every other retail business is also building online. So we kind of have come to this new age, I really believe, of network marketing. We've still got kind of like the bad rap, if you like, the bad PR, but it's quickly shaking. I'm seeing a lot of people that I never would have expected to come into the industry, coming into the industry, especially this year. Especially in 2020, when people... They've had to look at diversifying their income. They've had to look at other ways of creating income, and they've had to look at the online space. And so definitely this year, we've seen a lot of growth inside of our industry. Coming back to the tips, also, I've always, because of, I think, of that bad PR stuff, I've always had a really strong vision that was far greater than the company. The vision was always something much, much bigger than, sell products. It was what we could truly do, how we could truly impact humanity with it. So it always led with the vision and then created communities around that vision. And so, and within those communities, I would always highlight the incredible parts of network marketing. The incredible friendships that you make, the incredible growth and development journey that happens inside of it. I don't think people realize network marketing is a petri dish for growth and development. I actually feel like I don't know, I actually worked in corporate health. So my job used to be to put development programs into companies. I truly believe that in network marketing, we get far better personal development than anywhere I know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel for me, it ticked almost all the boxes I wanted, but somehow I had that resistance to it. I was like, okay, I want people I collaborate with who are empowering. I want to work with friends. I want compensation models that are a little bit like affiliate, but also reward leadership. And I had all these things. I want big communities, but it took me a lot of time to get through that. So that's interesting. So be aligned with the product. Number one.
Yep.
Number two, create a vision that's greater. That's
greater than the product, greater than yourself, because that's what people are going to ultimately show up for, create communities around that.
Create communities.
I'll give you number 4. Don't give a shit what anyone thinks.
Oh, that's important.
Like, that is probably the moment I truly stopped giving a shit what my cousins thought, what my friend from high school thought, what my work
You're going to be one
thought.
of those network marketers.
Yeah, exactly. The moment I just stopped caring and realized that their opinions weren't paying my bills, all of a sudden my career completely took off, my income completely took off, and my happiness has completely taken off. So yeah, that would be my 4 tips.
That's a beautiful one. I like it. It's almost like it's good that it has a bad reputation, because it kind of pushes you to grow into letting go of the opinion of other people.
100%. I think all the time, I'm actually grateful that that network marketing has that resistance, because I had to grow beyond it. And the fact that I had to grow beyond it means now I can grow beyond anything. Because it can be a tough gig sometimes when you're out there, especially because I've got a master's degree. I came from corporate. I was an executive. I wasn't meant to be a network marketer, that was meant to be for people that couldn't get a job any other way. Yeah. So, and I think in the beginning, for a long time, I was always trying to justify my decision to be here, but I don't have to do that anymore. Yeah.
And network marketing is getting more and more popular, more and more people there. Do you feel it's the easiest way to create a freedom lifestyle and a lifestyle of abundance? Fast, because I know it's marketed sometimes as, almost like those get rich quick things.
I don't think it's the easiest way. I think it's a way if it's the right way for you. I think that, one of the things I always like to do with people is this joy, value, profit triangle. And if you fit and in alignment with each of those areas, then it's an amazing model.
So who is it for then?
I think it's for people that really desire freedom. I think it's for people that enjoy leadership. I think it's for people that like helping people. I think it's for people that enjoy marketing. That if you align with the product, so typically a lot of obviously network marketing is in health and wellness for a reason, because it's a massive growth area. And so if you've got a big passion around that product as well, then I think it's definitely for you too. Helping people, marketing, leadership, alignment with that product, then and the desire for freedom and the desire for change and growth. I think if you have all of those aspects, and you've got this entrepreneurial spirit as well inside of you, then I think it's 100% for you. If you want to play at a big game, of course, if you're just wanting to enjoy the community aspects of it, if you're just wanting to enjoy the product of it, there is a place for everyone in that aspect. We have many people in our community that just love the community. They just love being part of the training. They just love being part of the growth and the development and the training that occurs within inside, and they love the product and the like-minded people they get to hang out with. But yeah, so from that aspect, it could be there. But if you're wanting to really earn those 5 and 6 figure a month incomes, then that's who it's for.
Okay. And so you've been part of different network marketing companies. Have you sometimes grown 2 at the same time, or do you recommend to focus on one?
I personally have never done 2 at the same time. I think that there are I think that it's okay to have, I'm going against the grain in network marketing. Most leaders will say you can only do 1. But I think if you kind of like what you're doing in that space, then, you enjoy the community and stuff here, and you also like this product and you find some synergy with it. I personally don't find a problem with it. I know the companies do. I think that it depends, actually. I think if your personal brand and mission is like just purely freedom or just purely something else, then there would be a way to line them together. You don't really see that many people be very, very successful within two companies. So because there is a point at which you've got to really lead, and it's hard to lead in two camps.
Yeah. And do you feel like if you want your network marketing business to do really well, that you need to focus on it, or that it's good to combine it with other practices that you have, whether it's your healing or your online coaching? Because that's a question I know for me. Sometimes I focus on healing, but I feel also what attracts people to my organization is the fact that I do other things, like a podcast, like events.
Yeah. And I do other things too. So I definitely think that there is room. I think that the main thing is ensuring that there is a synergy with them. So if you can create synergies amongst them, then of course, because you're kind of looking in the same direction. If they're completely in the opposite direction, or you're totally different audience from one to the next, that's really going to be tricky to build. But I think if there's synergies within them, absolutely. I'm all for multiple streams of income. I'm all for people creating multiple ways of abundance in as many ways possible. And I see network marketing as just a vehicle in which to do that. And so, I also love seeing people in their genius. That again is another driver for me, is wanting people in their geniuses to be fully resourced. And so if you're a healer, then you should still be a healer. I feel.
Yeah, that's what I recommend, and often they would benefit from having something that's what you'd call an upsell in marketing. Then if people they can get your healing, but if they can't get it every day, so then can get a healing. I use synergies too. I sponsor this podcast too is by healing.
Yeah,
that's how I monetize it, and same with the events.
Yeah,
so that's a good point.
Yeah. And again, it depends how fast you want to grow your network marketing business. Here's a tip. The truth is probably each network marketing business is grown on 3 dedicated sprints of 90 days. Pretty much every network marketer would look back and say it was the 3 sprints that I did where I focused just on that for 90 days. Whether I did it over 1 year or 3 years, that's what built their business.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. So now you're fully focused on Healy. What makes Healy a great product for network marketing?
Where do I start? I mean, look, what makes it such a great product for network marketing? I mean, any product in which you see remarkable changes in people is always going to be a great word of mouth product. And we do see that with Healy. I think it's also opened up a whole new conversation around energy, frequency, vibration, energy medicine. It's a category creator. I mean, every sort of 30 years comes a category creator within the industry. We are it now. And so it's huge financial opportunities if you align in the right way. We're also a startup, but we're a startup that's backed by a billionaire, a conscious billionaire who's very, very passionate about frequencies. So passionate he married a frequency therapist. So we have that in our favor as well, because obviously, again, the financial upside of startups is huge, but the risk is huge. And the risk is involved in the fact of it's not being financed well enough. We don't have that. Like every executive that I talk to in Healy is like, the one thing we've got, which is incredible, we're so well funded. And you know what? The product is just so amazing. You know, this time last year, we were a $7 million company. Today, we're a $100 million company, 100 million euro company. And that's not been through, I would say, amazing management of corporate level. That's just been because people love this product. When they touch it and feel it, they have an experience, and it's undeniable.
Yeah, that's so true. And there's also little things, for example, it's small, you can carry it around. So we have a lot of digital nomads in our community, and it goes really well with the freedom lifestyle, which I like. And also we have a lot of healers, energy healers, plant medicine women. Like the community is actually, most of it is not from that industry. Yeah. And there are people who know that we are vibration too. So
Yes.
it's that new paradigm.
And that new
combination
conversation.
of two new paradigms, the
Yeah.
energy and the digital nomadism, I feel.
Yeah. And the new conversation. Like inside of marketing, to have something unique is what we call a unicorn product. So to have that new conversation around something as well. And yeah, like as a digital nomad, I was a digital nomad when I was with Isogenics, and like I still love their products. I think they're awesome. But as a digital nomad, it was a nightmare for me to get my products in all the different parts of the world.
Yeah.
The incredible thing about this little device, I can get more subscriptions anytime I need. I just carry it in my
Same with my Kangen water machine that I love. I sent it to my mom in France because here in Bali it's a little bit hard to move around.
Yeah.
Where do you see your business in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see that as Healy as a business, I see that we are multiple $billion business, and that more than that is that I see that we create a completely new way of network marketing. I see that we can create a totally new model, an evolved model. I see that we are an evolved model of health and healing and wellness as well. I see that we create a movement of people that really understand frequency, energy, vibration in a way that we never have before. And I truly believe that we are going to be part of raising the collective vibration of humanity. In 5 years, I feel that is that's what I feel our ultimate mission is to ultimately do.
And you said also 200 conscious millionaires.
Oh yeah. And in 5 years, exactly, 200 conscious millionaires, which is completely doable.
Oh yeah,
like it's so doable inside of this.
Maybe you read in 1 year.
Yeah.
And more give back programs.
Yeah, more give back programs as well. I mean, this is the thing. So many like-minded people join, and all of those people, most of those people, not all of them, most of them, come from a really heart-led space. Like, sure, they want to create safety, security, financial, security around themselves and their family. But once that's achieved, then they're like, I want to now give back. Like everyone, when I go through people's visions and whys and what they're ultimately wanting to do, it's all about, well, I want to give back. I want to give back. I want to give back. And that's what I love about this product as well, because it just seems to attract all those kind of people. I mean, I know you had Leah Steele here earlier on your episode, and we've just put together a charity to help women in Asia with microloans. So that's our way of giving back, because it's an area we're really passionate about. Women
also?
Women.
Having been so in Energetic and then Healy, it's mainly dominated by women, I feel, in this industry, or at least very very balanced compared to the corporate world, for example. Do you feel network marketing is, at least the way you're doing it, is a way that is more feminine in a way and a great way to empower women?
I think network marketing as a whole is a really great model for women. Besides how I do it, it creates freedom and flexibility. I mean, people are able to do it at home. If women have children, they're able to do it around children. They're able to do it. I mean, women are unique creatures. They have these unique periods with their cycles about when they're more creative and less creative, and so they're able to work with that as well. I think network marketing, it's also a natural fit for women. Women like to talk. We love to share our experiences. We love to build community, and we love to be around our friends and creating things with our friends. And so I think for women, network marketing it's like a hand in glove kind of situation. Aside from just how I do it, I just think the model is really in alignment with women and them raising children and their cycles and everything like that. So
It's interesting. It's very backed up by the results I see. And I told you at the beginning, I feel like even whether you're a man or a woman, it's a beautiful combination of masculine and feminine. And my approach can be sometimes a little bit more masculine, having my goals, people talk to, but also putting a lot of calling in my soul with client and raising my vibration and doing self-care.
Yeah.
So it attracts the person.
We definitely want men though, because men, that masculine energy, it creates structures, it creates processes, it creates those abilities for women to do what, or the feminine energy, if you like, to do what that does best, which is be creative and flow and attract. That's what feminine energy does best, and masculine energy hold that. And so and we have such beautiful men in our community,
and we have beautiful partnerships in a way. I work with a lot of women in my team where they would be like this, and I'm the guy putting the structure or closing the sale, and it works. The two work really well together. So it can be mixing feminine and masculine as one person, but also playing roles in a way, because we do teamwork.
Yeah. I mean, this is the beautiful thing about network marketing, is it is your own business, but you're not in it by yourself. So you get to this is the beautiful thing about building community as well. You get to call upon all the different strengths within there. And, your strength is building those systems and structures. And so women are going to call upon you to help with that. And they're going to probably bring in more creativity and that feminine energy, which is supporting you. Yeah, it's a nice balance.
Yes, it is. I'm really I really like that you talked about Peter Kelly, because I really love her book. So for the listener, just a little note: Earth is Hiring. Really read it. It's so good. I've listened to it twice. It's on audiobook too. And of course, the 4-Hour Workweek. For me, it has changed my life. And interestingly, reading Tim Ferriss got me into the freedom lifestyle, but also into spirituality, because the older Tim Ferriss was then into Vipassana and ayahuasca and doing even like psychedelics and all that.
I actually feel like all entrepreneurism is a gateway to spirituality. Especially here in Bali, it's because of that growth. It's because of you've got to unlock the things within you, release the traumas, all these sorts of things that you're trying to do. It feels like most people that I meet that are really successful in this space have done a lot of work. Whether we call it spiritual work or personal development work, it's somewhat similar. But I feel like it's a gateway.
Especially in industries that work a lot on attraction, like network marketing or coaching, or there are different ones like this, but where you really, if you don't, like, your business is directly tied up to your personal growth.
Yeah, 100%. The more you grow as a person, the more your income grows. The more your community grows, the more you show up, the better leader you are, the more your income grows again. So it just becomes this kind of like step by step by step.
What would be 3 actions for the listener? It can be things you do as ritual or little tips that they could take at the end of this podcast.
3 things.
Simple.
3 simple things. Okay. If they got a pen and paper right now, they would draw themselves a triangle. At the top of that triangle would be a space called joy. Then to the side would be a space called value. And to the other side would be a space called profit. And I would love if your listeners would put inside of there the things that, in the top in the joy, what truly, truly brings them joy. Then in the value area, write the things that they really, truly believe that they give value to the world, to themselves, to the community of. And then in the profit side, where do they really make the most money? And let's really see how balanced that triangle is. The more you balance that triangle, the more in flow you are in every part. Because if you're working in your joy and you're giving value, and that's profitable, then all of a sudden you have money and happiness and you're giving back in service. So you create those things, then you're in alignment with whatever you're doing, whether it's network marketing or anything else. Yeah, that would be my tip.
Do it.
Do it.
Now.
Awesome.
Do you want to have another one?
Another one? You want me to give them another one? I mean, I guess as well, because we're talking to the spiritual community a lot. So find people that help you shift your shit around money. Like
a coach?
Like a coach, or if there's podcasts out there.
Is there a book you'd recommend?
There's so many of them. And but, find someone who's able to help you move through that.
Okay.
Stop seeing money as this like evil, greedy thing that we shouldn't be seeking.
Okay.
Of course we should be, we should be abundant. We should be resourced, especially the spiritual community. So inside that community, especially, I think inside any community, a lot of the success is around mindset. But inside the spiritual community, just let go of that because it's not really serving you or humanity.
Okay, so to my listeners, I'll say listen to the episode I recorded recently with Leah Steele.
Oh, yeah, definitely listen to that one. The Wealth Witch, she's incredible in terms of breaking that stuff down, especially for the spiritual community.
Thank you so much, Taryn.
You're welcome.
How can we follow you and what's next for you?
Oh, how can you follow me? I mean, I guess Instagram. I'm Taryn Lee everywhere. So whatever platform you jump on. If you want to Healy, speak to Alex.
It's network marketing, guys.
And a lot of collaborations. A lot of actually 2020 was a phenomenal year. I know not for many, but for us, it was a phenomenal year. 21, we're going to see myself and lots of others really step into that full feminine empowerment and collaboration and some really, really fun things. I'm going to be fully stretched outside of my comfort zone like I never have been before, but I'm ready for that. So, 2020 is going to be big.
Powerful. Yeah. Thank you so much, Taryn, for being here, sharing with people, and also, first for bringing Healy to my awareness because it's really changed my life and the life of so many people. And thank you for doing the work, showing up. I think it's really important, even if sometimes it has bad reputation or if like doing what you feel is aligned with courage. So I really want to acknowledge you for that.
Thank you. And thank you for how you show up too. You're amazing.
Do you have a last word for the listener?
Oh, my last word. I mean, stay fully aligned with your vision. You know what it is. It's that thing inside of you, and you may find different vehicles to make that vision come alive. It could be network marketing, it could be something else, but stay true to that, and the universe will have your back.
Thank you. Thank you for taking some of your precious time to listen to this podcast. If you stayed until the end, I assume it was insightful. If you like this podcast, please share with friends. Remember that if you tag us in your Instagram story at the Light Leaders Podcast, we will repost. Tell us what you've learned. You can also leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Now, if you think I can help you grow your soul mission business, you can register for a free 15-minute coaching call with me. Go to www.thelightleaders.org/free call. Thank you again, and let's co-create the conscious new earth together.